September 18th, 2025, 14:23 UTC. Goldstone Deep Space Communications Complex confirmed a change that broke physics. 3I/ATLAS shifted its course by 23.4 degrees in a single move. No heat, no propellant, no momentum loss. The same readings came from Madrid, Canberra, and Cerberus. Every data packet matched to the millisecond. It wasn't drifting, it was steering. For 2 hours and 17 minutes, the object emitted bursts of power. Each lasted 1.3 seconds, separated by 4.7-second intervals. The rhythm was perfect. No drift, no error. NASA's Deep Space Network tracked the pulses across multiple stations. ESA's Cerberus dish confirmed the pattern. Solar probes detected faint echoes spreading through interplanetary plasma. The timing was too precise for nature. It was a control sequence. Radar imaging revealed plasma forming geometric grids across the hull. Squares, hexagons, repeating symmetries, identical at X-band, S-band, and optical wavelengths. The pattern didn't diffuse like solar plasma. It held steady, as if magnetic fields were being sculpted into a propulsion lattice. Then it vanished without debris or loss of mass. Controlled electromagnetic propulsion, or something rewriting the structure of space-time. Orbital recalculations followed within minutes. JPL's Horizon system posted restricted data. Intercept on October 31st, 2025, 23:17 UT. At 384,000 kilometers, the Moon's average distance. The precision was surgical, the only orbit allowing full Earth observation while staying beyond launch range. Nothing natural plots that cleanly. This was coordination, not coincidence. That night, internal reports used a phrase never seen in celestial mechanics: intentional trajectory adjustment. It circulated between NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, and CNSA. Every agency confirmed the same numbers. An interstellar object had maneuvered under its own control. The first frames go back to July 1st, 2024 at Mount Palomar Observatory. A faint object drifted through Sagittarius. At first, it looked like a typical visitor from deep space. But its light curve was flawless. A steady 3.7-hour rotation. No wobble, no irregular flicker. Wow, that's not a rock tumbling in sunlight. That's a mechanical rotation. A gyroscope the size of a skyscraper. Follow-up spectra changed everything. Keck and VLT found nickel-iron alloys and rare earth inclusions in uniform bands. The surface reflectivity never varied. No dust jets. No volatiles. It looked maintained. NASA engineers said it outright. That's not a crust, that's a hull. Then came the signals. Radio telescopes detected structured emissions, prime numbers, binary sequences, harmonic cycles. The simplest form of logic in the universe. The response teams replied in kind, transmitting primes and Fibonacci series back through Goldstone and Canberra. The conversation lasted 72 days. On September 15th, 2025, ALMA recorded a transmission that dwarfed all previous data. A torrent of compressed mathematics decoded into a 3D star map, not drawn, but computed. It showed local stellar systems as they appeared 40,000 years ago. The precision required millennia of observation. At its center glowed a red dwarf 12.3 light-years away, marked with a symbol translated as engineered planet. Then analysts found Earth. Every satellite, every orbit, every known launch was listed. Our world labeled with one symbol that translated as target or objective. 3 independent teams confirmed it. The map wasn't abstract. It was tactical data. Someone out there had cataloged humanity in detail. Within 3 hours, the world's agencies moved. ESA aborted the Mars Crew Ascent pre-launch. NASA delayed its asteroid trials. China's CNSA entered full blackout. The ISS received orders to power down non-essential systems. No press statements, no leaks, just silence. By September 21st, underground command centers were reactivated. Cheyenne Mountain Complex in Colorado lit up for the first time in decades. Yamantau in Russia and Svalbard in the EU mirrored the response. Classified cables referenced Operation Umbra, a joint standby link between Stratcom, Roscosmos, and ESA's Deep Space divisions. The coordination was global and quiet. A single encrypted relay chain joined the planet's defense networks. Orbiting satellites shifted too. Starlink, Beidou, and Galileo systems made subtle adjustments across orbital bands. Analysts tracking their positions saw a pattern: formation spacing to reduce line-of-sight vulnerabilities. It was preparation, not experiment. Publicly, nothing changed. Press offices spoke of routine maintenance. But inside the telemetry streams, the numbers told another story. The object was still accelerating. Its pulses remained exact. Its trajectory locked on a point exactly 1 lunar distance away. The math couldn't lie. Each network kept silent confirmations. Goldstone tracked pulse intervals. Cebreros confirmed field strength. ALMA continued to monitor low-frequency residues. Every report used the same term: intentional trajectory adjustment. No one had seen anything like it. No comet behaves like this. No asteroid emits coordinated signals or rewrites its orbit overnight. The data had only one interpretation. 3I/ATLAS was under command. It wasn't wandering through the solar system. It was arriving. As of tonight, all channels show the same figures: distance closing, arrival fixed, energy constant. October 31st, 2025, 2317 UTC, the point of closest approach. 3 days of uninterrupted line of sight over Earth's surface. A visitor from another star now moving with precision we can measure but not explain. The impossible turn is no longer a theory. It's telemetry. And the signal it sent before changing course still echoes through our receivers, the one message every scientist reads the same way. Acknowledged. October 3rd, 2025. Hubble's Wide Field Camera, 3 locked onto the space near Mars where 3I/ATLAS was predicted to pass. The telescope did not find one object. It found 7. Each signature traced a path parallel to 3I/ATLAS, perfectly spaced at 4.7 million kilometers apart. JWST confirmed the same pattern from L2. ESA's Mars Express, scanning for auroral activity over the red planet, intercepted the same transits. The trajectories were identical down to seconds of arc. This was not debris. This was a formation. Object B appeared first in radar returns. Its hull reflected like crystalline quartz, but with mass densities above osmium. Interferometric readings showed internal refractive layers bending incoming radar waves in controlled channels. It was a lattice of crystal engineered to survive vacuum and radiation. No comet or asteroid can hold that structure. Object C followed behind. JWST's mid-infrared spectrometer revealed a surface that shifted as it moved, like tissue flexing under stress. Peaks and troughs in reflectivity changed on minute cycles. The hull behaved like living metal, bioadaptive to micrometeorite hits, sealing and reshaping itself in real time. This was not an alloy. This was a material with self-organizing cellular properties. Object D registered nothing at all. Radar, infrared, ultraviolet, and gamma band all returned silence. The object's optical profile showed shape and volume, but no heat signature, no ionized wake, no measurable energy output. It traversed space in complete thermodynamic silence. When plotted against background stars, it looked like a moving whole, as if existing partially outside normal space. If you're following this moment by moment, hit subscribe and keep the alert bell on, because every frame of data matters now. And if you want more real-time breakdowns of what these signals mean, tap. Like so, this report reaches the people tracking 3I/ATLAS tonight. Spectroscopic analysis of all three produced a single conclusion. None shared isotopes. The ratios of heavy to light elements varied wildly between hulls. Trace elements included isotopic lines unknown in the solar system. Even within one hull, atomic structures were arranged in configurations inconsistent with known chemistry. Analysts at the European Southern Observatory coined a term that circulated through encrypted channels within hours: coalition fleet hypothesis. A multi-civilization convoy, each vessel representing a different origin, converging on the same objective. Formation geometry reinforced the theory. Military radar specialists mapped the positions and recognized the pattern immediately. The spacing matched a naval escort doctrine used to shield a high-value core vessel while maintaining overlapping fields of observation. This was not a random approach. It was coordinated protection or containment. The lead object, 3I/ATLAS itself, was moving at the center of a precise screen of 7 companions. Every interval, every offset mirrored human tactics, scaled to interplanetary distances. Communication intercepts added a final layer. Radio telescopes monitoring the convoy detected constant cross-chatter. Data streams passed between ships at high bit rates. Encoded in mathematical languages our quantum computers could not fully parse. But the patterns changed after major Earth events. Frequencies shifted after news broadcasts. Packet lengths altered after military exercises. The syntax evolved in real time. The fleet was not only moving together, it was adapting to us as it came. The physics behind their movement remained as impossible as the maneuver on September 18th. Energy readings during that burn equaled stellar-level output, but produced no thermal radiation. Thermodynamic conservation demands waste heat. None was detected. No glow, no residual signature in the infrared. Our models had no place for such a system. Propulsion simulations run at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory attempted to model the effect. The only workable assumption was localized space-time curvature manipulation, generating a directional flow without expelling reaction mass. In plain terms, they were making space itself move rather than pushing through it. This explained the lack of exhaust and the perfect control of momentum. It did not explain the power source. Efficiency estimates approached 100%. Human spacecraft convert less than 5% of their fuel into useful thrust. The rest becomes heat, light, and exhaust. These objects achieved a massive course correction while radiating nothing detectable. They operated at a level of thermodynamic precision unknown to any terrestrial science. Hull isotopes completed the picture. Spectrographic returns showed elements requiring controlled stellar nucleosynthesis to produce atomic structures formed only inside the cores of stars. One astronomer described it as factories running on suns. The data suggested civilizations forging raw material directly from stellar plasma, then assembling it into vessels designed for interstellar operations. If this was standard technology, the scale of their capabilities defied comparison. Then came the disappearances. Quantum echo patterns picked up by the Square Kilometre Array indicated micro-wormhole events. Object F vanished from behind Venus and reappeared near the Moon 3 minutes later, crossing 25 million kilometers without traversing the space between. Orientation changed during transit. There was no relativistic distortion, no Cherenkov signature. It simply ceased to exist in one coordinate and materialized in another. These were not jumps of speed. These were folds in distance. Meanwhile, the countdown tightened. Current models confirmed 3I/ATLAS would pass within lunar distance on October 31st, 2025. That close pass would give it 3 days of uninterrupted line of sight over Earth. With the fleet in escort formation, each ship's sensor coverage could overlap and relay data in continuous sweeps. The vector convergence implied something deeper than a single mission. The approach came from multiple star systems. Arrival times synchronized to the minute. Light-speed communication across such distances would take decades. Planning must have begun long before human civilization reached industrial scale. This was coordination across hundreds of light years without time lag. It suggested either faster-than-light communication networks or millennia of advanced planning. Either possibility implied surveillance far older than our radio transmissions. Archaeological teams quietly fed data into new databases. Stone alignments, petroglyphs, and myths once filed as legends were now cross-referenced for patterns. Spiral carvings matching orbital maps. Cave paintings of beings descending from the sky. Disconnected cultures sharing identical star positions. The hypothesis was no longer fringe. Recurring observation cycles might have left records in human prehistory. The International Astronomical Union expanded its emergency monitoring directive. 9 confirmed interstellar craft now sat on its ledger, each transmitting layered mathematical constructs increasing in density each day. No 2 constructs matched. Some resembled prime sequences, others recursive fractals, others entirely new logic trees. The information density doubled every 48 hours. With 39 days remaining, governments maintained public silence. But data indicated 3I/ATLAS's observation systems were already active. High-frequency radar sweeps mapped our cities. Satellite telemetry spikes showed passive tracking of military infrastructure. Electromagnetic grids registered unexplained correlations with incoming signals. Every night the convoy grew closer, and every night its data streams became more complex. Control rooms on 3 continents watched the same numbers. Distances shrinking, timetables fixed, intercepts plotted. No deceleration signatures, no random drift. The fleet moved with precision we can measure but not duplicate. The phrase coalition fleet hypothesis now appeared in classified memos alongside micro-wormhole transit and space-time vector propulsion. It was not speculation. It was the vocabulary of observation. This is the state of the record. 7 objects detected by Hubble, JWST, and Mars Express from October 3rd to 10th. Crystalline hull, living metal hull, thermodynamic silence. Spectroscopy proving multi-civilization origin. Naval escort formation around 3I/ATLAS. Communication intercepts evolving with Earth's broadcasts. Energy levels equaling stars without heat. Space-time manipulation, stellar-forged materials, quantum echoes of wormhole transit. Lunar distance flyby on October 31st with 3 days of direct observation. Multiple star system convergence implying millennia of planning. Archaeological cross-references suggesting previous cycles. 9 confirmed craft transmitting layered constructs. Government silent as mapping begins. Every word here is drawn from instrument logs, radar tracks, spectroscopic data, and public orbital elements. The countdown stands at 39 days. The escort fleet is in motion, and for the first time in history, humanity watches a coalition of civilizations approach not as myth or rumor, but as numbers streaming across control room screens.